drilling going and we start breaking these cores and we get data, the focus is going to be off the reclamation play is what the street thinks we are, off this mill a little bit, and start looking at the bigger potential which War Eagle Mountain is. You guys aren't here for the reclamation of the tailings. It's good money. It'll continue to be good money. You're here for the big strikes that we know of, that we're going to define and bring out. That's when things are going to get exciting. And like we said, within 45 days, we will have those drill rigs and other equipment in that sinker tunnel. Those cores will come out. The data will be correlated, printed, put into our 3D model. Start building our resource reserve calculations and our curve calculations. Now things are going to start getting exciting. So that's all coming.
Good. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Yes. Ed Dickey, how many drills will you have in the sinker tunnel when we get this thing going, say, into the...
You mean for exploration?
Yes, for exploration.
We'll have 2 drills in there.
Will it be expanded from that, or is it...
It's... too many can get in the way of each other. We see we're not drilling haphazardly. We're drilling at specific locations in specific directions. So 2 drills will allow us to get a picture in the quickest possible time.
On that one target?
On that many, no, there'll be quite a few targets, but see, if a drill is here, it'll drill over there, over there, over there, over there, down there. So it can drill, so if you've got a target, you say, well, okay, there's a sheet of what we know ore over there, so you're going to poke a hole that way, and you're going to poke a hole that way, and where the holes, where the cores intersect, can give you a picture of what's in between and what's there. So, and then you multiply this and you do your regular patterns under the direction of the geologists, and this is what happened. But we have been asked of management to provide for 2 drilling rigs, and that's what they'll get. Okay. Yes, sir.
Pierre, Roger wants to talk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The big problem of drilling underground is that you've got very limited space. So in order to drill, you have to build a room, probably close to the size of that house. So you have to excavate the room. Then you can drill. You've got a limited amount of air, and you'll have a limited amount of electricity. So that will determine how many drills you can put into that area. And so, but once you're up on surface, well, as long as you've got permitting, you can have 10 drills on surface. That's not a problem because there's lots of room to move around. But underground, you're very limited.
Yes, sir.
Next year, do you still plan to continue hauling ore off the ground?
We will be hauling ore for the rest of our lives here because that's the only way we're going to get the ore to the mill. The mill will not move to the inside of the mountain as far as it's been decided.
Because you moved on all the way up to the foreman.
Well, there's a number of dumps. As I say, there's literally, I think, dozens and dozens of dumps on there. Some of greater and lesser values, and some of greater and lesser amount. If you ask my personal opinion for the next 20 years, no, we're not going to be hauling dump. But yes, we'll be hauling down to the mill.
Last Thursday, you had your crew men up on the Cumberland?
I'm sorry?
Was that your crew of men up on the Cumberland?
It was our contractor's crew, yes. Okay. You're welcome. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Yeah, on the agenda, it talks about dividends. Where would that be in the future?
Dividends on the agenda?
Yeah, that's what it says. It says share buyback update.
Oh, buyback.
Dividend payout.
Well, yeah, that's
future dividend payout. If we would do a future dividend payout is what we're talking about.
Oh,
When you do a buyback, that in itself is a dividend.
okay.
Okay, but in terms of a direct dividend, well, in terms of a cash dividend, it's all going to be based on how quickly we turn a profit and what we do with that profit. So, yeah, there is going to be a future stuff. But what we talked about when I was my presentation is when we sell Doré, we are going to take the 15% as we've talked in press releases and in filings and buy back shares.
Exactly.
And that itself is a dividend.
Yeah. Yes?
My name is Sharish Shokate from Philadelphia area. Can you tell me, what keeps you up at night in terms of, literally like running out of operating capital or money before the income starts coming in from the tourism? Can you tell me what your strategies are in place so that this company is fully funded?
The company, my responsibility is A, to hire the top that I can get in the various disciplines. B, it is to provide secure operation for the company. Now, secure operation means paying the bills, security here, physical security, making sure that the process is ongoing and the development is ongoing. Because as you know, if you stop still in life, you're going backwards. So this cannot stop still. This has got to be always pushing the envelope. What can we do better? What can we provide to increase? Why are we using this process? Why are we using that amount of ore instead of the other amount of ore? And so on and so forth. This is what I do. And no, I don't stay up at night. I'm sorry. I am of the kind of people that when I see the pillow, correction, I instantly black out. I'm gone. And I wake up 8 hours later and I'm happy as a lark. Now, during the day, yeah, 10 to 12 hours a day is what I devote to whatever I'm applying myself to. In this case, and I'm not a mining man, I'm a finance guy. But a finance guy that's financing mining. So all day, what I think of is, how can this thing be better? How can that thing be better? How can we increase this? And that's my devotion to, selfishly myself, because I'm a large shareholder, but also to the interest of all our shareholders. And believe me, when I hear somebody denigrating the company, it doesn't hurt me. It annoys me no end, because I'm saying to myself, you dumb son of a bitch. You can't do what I do, and there's 30 families and 100 suppliers living off of this, and we're developing, and now there's 6,000 shareholders. And you're saying this is not good? Well, get a life, But does it drag me down? No, I just cannot stand this sort of thing. So basically, I know what I'm doing is correct. If somebody points out to me that you're incorrect in you're doing, I look back and say, maybe I am. And then I take appropriate measures.
Okay, I got one.
Yes.
You can say that. Then.
Yes.
Okay. You had a dog fall in a hole.
Yes. Yeah.
Supposedly you have a vein inside the sinker tunnel. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Why have these not been assayed? And why have you not put a PR out on it? And that's really the biggest problem right here is PRs don't say nothing. They leave you.
Yes. I 100% I agree. I'm so glad you brought that up. You won't believe it.
Okay. Are we
because
going to change that?
We can't.
You can't be truthful to us. That's what
It's not being truthful. It's
but when you say we got 261 tons of ore.
Yeah.
How many ounces to the ton? Now that's not.
I'm allowed by the authorities.
But you can't tell us that.
I can tell you what I've told you. We take ore right now, we put it in the mill, and as it falls out the conveyor inside, 2.94 on average. Gold content, gram per ton gold content. That I can tell you. I can't tell you that we have 10,000 tons out there. Do you know why? Because if the SEC was to come back to me and say, okay, prove it. Well, I'm sorry, we haven't measured it.
Okay, but what I'm talking about is when I came up here and over the internet and all this, everybody here want to know how many ounces, because it wasn't told. But when I come out here, you told me exactly what it was.
We didn't know. See, before you can tell somebody, you gotta know what you're talking about. We assayed 5 piles When I went into this deal in 2006, we assayed 5,000 miles. When you do an assay, there's a pile with 100,000 tons. Where do you go? Well, okay. Walk with me, take a bucket, dig here, walk over there, dig there, put another, and you bring it down to a lab and you say, here, assay this. Guy comes back and says, you know what, the top of your bucket has so much, the bottom is so much, the middle is so much, but your bucket in the hole has so much. So you take that as gospel. That pile has got to have so much. You get somebody else, you say, how big is the pile? 500,000 tons. So much by 500,000, you got a figure. Okay. I can't tell you, buy into the company because I've got so much, because then I'm lying. I'm using unproven figures to tell you to buy into the company. In effect, when I put out a press release, my greatest concern and written accusations from the SEC that I'm trying to promote the company. Well, no, I'm trying to inform the shareholders. Oh, no. You've got to be tempered it down. You've got to say, you know, our lawyer can tell you when he writes those famous K's and Q's, it's 100% backed by full figures. Yet he has to say, in the opinion of counsel, we do not believe this company has a chance of surviving because. I look at that and I said, you know, I called him and said, hey, can you tone it down? No. That's what he's got by law to say. Well, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, but can't you take where the dog fell in?
Yeah.
If I can take where that vein is in there and take a drill or grab sample,
Yeah.
see it all the time,
Yeah.
and give us an assay on it.
Yeah, and it's no good. We've already done all that process. And we know that.
What do you mean it was no good?
That the vein did not contain
Enough
ore
or
where we sampled. But Kim Moon is here somewhere. Kim Moon was the man who, there he is. Kim Moon was the man who went down in that hole and crawled into what wasn't added because it had all collapsed. And he crawled in there against my advice, but he did. He can certify that. And he took the samples there. I don't know what is 5 feet further, but I know what he brought back was not good enough. I can't remember what the figures were, but yeah.
But it wasn't a gram a ton or 2
Nah.
grams a ton.
It looks like it.
The only reason I say that is because the PR has been put out there that you did find it. You know, but
At the time,
and that's the PRs I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is you're not following up and telling us it's
well,
not worth it.
now we've now corrected that fact, believe me. But yes, and I got fell on the carpet, by the way, but I was very well.
Okay, I didn't make you mad or nothing. Okay.
One of the things about gold systems is that they have a vertical extent. In Mexico, it's considered from 600 meters, which would be 1,500 feet, to about 600 feet below the surface. And that's where they focus on. I believe that the Cinca Tunnel was deliberately driven below the economic zone so that they would be able to come up and mine it. So I think there's a possibility that the Cinca Tunnel is just too low. The vein is there. It's a very nice vein. You can follow it for almost 2,000 feet. But it doesn't contain the gold that the historical records show. And that's why we want to get in the tunnel and drill above that vein, not mine what's there because it's not economic.
There you go. Yes, sir?
I've been involved in the mining industry since the early 70s, starting off running underground after. I've built up a number of contacts over the years, and I've really been trying my hardest to sell the silver bulk story to a lot of these contacts, but I've only been partially successful. Some of the bigger dollar fellas back off when they start doing due diligence and find the board of directors is very inexperienced. Now, I know you're saying you're going to address that by bringing in more experienced people. So does that mean the 2 new board members are going to replace existing board members who are unexperienced, or are you going to add more board members?
We'll do what we have to do at the time, but let me tell you, every one of you and all the other 6,000 shareholders are welcome to submit applications for directorship of anybody that could add value to our company. Anytime at all, my office is open, phone lines, fax lines, or whatever. Resumes are welcome. We will definitely, and this is a matter of discussion today that we just had prior to this meeting, that we are looking for 2 qualified directors. Now, qualified, what are the qualifications? That remains to the board. My preference, personally, is finance and mining, if we can find qualified people. But what is requested of these people is not, I've got my name on the board. What I want are people that are going to contribute something tangible to the corporation. So please, if you've got anybody, please send them in. Anybody else? That's it, Richard?
Okay. Well, let's go into the formal proxies. Does anybody?
I'm sorry?
I have one question.
Oh, okay.
I've got a question. What is your estimate on the dory bars that are going to be shipped to the refinery?
We're shipping, I hope, over 1,000 ounces of gold bullion dory bars. Whatever they contain in quantity of gold and silver will be told to us by the refinery and will be matched against our own experts, assayers, Chris Christopherson, who's also an umpire assayer, well respected in the industry.
Is he a singer?
What?
Chris Christopherson.
He's a singer?
Not the entertainer.
Okay, let's go through the formalities. Who has not voted yet? I'm going to hand you this, an ID.